Can you be satisfied? If you have peace, I want war.
Oh, my darling, yes.
If you don't want to start this play.
How do you know?
This is Ebenezer now.
He said I don't understand what I'm playing. I said, how does he know? How do you know I don't understand Yoruba?
Take a break from the stress of Lagos life on the midday show.
He says it as it is. No filter, no chill.
Welcome everybody. It's the TPP. Sorry I didn't post it. Oh, see, not gonna look. Just enjoy. Very soon I'll be charging people on this live. Anybody that wants to look, if you would wear mask. If you want me to if you remove a mask, even will pay. I'll not. Welcome guys. It's a good show today, so let's do this.
Perspective every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 noon on Lagos Talks 91.3.
Alrighty. A very good morning. It's 2 minutes past 11 this fantastic fun-filled Friday. Welcome to the Midday Show. My name is Ifemaya. This is Lagos Talks 91.3. And we start our Fridays with an absolute bang because your favorite show is on right now. I'm talking about the people's perspective. And my co-host is right here with me, Sheon Kuti.
Hey Ify, how you doing? Hey Lagos, how y'all doing?
We're good. How you doing?
We're good. It's the TPP, so you know the people's perspective. You know, it's the best part of my week.
Indeed.
You know, so I'm ready.
I like the sound of that. So we have a few stories to share with you today, and we're going to start off with this one. I know that everyone has been waiting for Sheon to come into the studio to clear the air, to talk about what's going on or what went down, what video we saw, what pictures we saw, what really was going on. So, on Monday, it was Sheon's elder sister's birthday, her 60th birthday. And of course, it was a huge celebration. So many dignitaries, of course, they
The celebration
celebrated
is still
with
going on.
friends and family. Oh, it's still going on.
Yes, and tomorrow we are doing another concert at the Freedom Park.
I'm excited about that. Is it Freedom Park or the Shrine?
No, I have a show at the Shrine at night. My own show.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, tomorrow 7 to 11 at the African Shrine. Let me put free advert for my show.
Of course.
500 naira, you know, gate fee. Everybody are welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you will be there, so all of you that have been making mad, if you see how you will toaster, I'm sure you don't have liver. Please come and try yourself. Come and shoot your shot. I'm busy to sell my show.
I mean, that's fine. You're my co-host, so you can do whatever. That's fine.
This is when you know that the beauty is quality. When you can sell a show.
I love that.
You know. And then
what's happening at Freedom Park?
But earlier at 4, I think there's a celebratory concert for my sister there.
Oh,
you know her husband. Well, they are not yet married, but they are going to be. I think. But my sister says they don't want to get married again.
Aww.
So she just shamed the guy. Uncle Tio, sorry about that. But we are working. We are behind you. He runs Freedom Park.
Oh wow!
So he's doing a little thing for her there with a few bands. So we're all going to be there to perform and have a good time.
That's sweet. Yeah, okay. Seems like a packed day tomorrow.
Yeah, and with this whole shrine issue on Monday, there's no air to clear, as I've said. Like many people have called me all day.
Wait, let's start from the scratch. Okay?
Oh yeah, start from the scratch.
So on Monday, right, we did see that it was your sister's celebration. And it's so funny how one of my friends actually called me up to be like, oh, what's up with your co-host? I'm just like, my co-host, what's going on with him? They're like, haven't you seen what's been trending? I'm like, nope, I haven't. So there were a few videos and pictures that were circulating. Now, some of the videos that we saw, it did seem as if you angrily stomped out of especially where the governor was, because he was part of the attendance of the celebration on Monday. And so it did seem as if, there was some sort of confrontation or something happened because of the way you stormed off, right? Now, the story surrounding it was that, you didn't want him to attend the birthday, or you were not pleased that he attended the birthday, and so you gave him the middle finger and then you stormed off, and then people were trying to get you to come back, and then your sister was trying to get you to calm down, and then your brother spoke to you a little bit, and then later on there was a reconciliation. So please, Shaun, tell us exactly what happened on that day.
First of all, I don't give middle finger. This middle finger thing people do, it's not my style of insult. My own style of insult is waka. I do the traditional old school, like double waka. That's my insult, So let's just clear the air on that. Okay. And with whatever happened with the governor and his team and all of that, I don't even want to go into it, because I think going into it will even escalate the issue more than it is, saying what happened and all that. So I don't even, with the governor, there's nothing to clear. There's no air to clear. I don't have a relationship with him, and I'm not looking forward to one. So there's nothing to clear there, But the one that matters to me is my relationship with my sister. Okay. That people would, try to say that I am storming out on my sister's birthday, or I'm choosing her birthday as the grounds for revolution. For me, it's the Nigerian media way, of always bringing the cuties down. I don't know what we have to do in this country for you people to cut us the same slack that you cut Sonny Ade and Ebenezer Obey and their family, and all these people that sing for oppressors that you worship. I don't know what we have to do, because when my father was alive, this is how the vitriol was constant from the media, and when it comes to, look at what we did. My sister was 60, it's a diamond jubilee, and the great things that happened that night, and out of all of that, this is what the Nigerian media chose to project. Even if the governor, if my sister invited him, let's even assume that she invited him, and then he came. This is Lagos State. Regardless of the situation we are politically, my family deserves to be recognized by the state. Yeah. We actually deserve it. I mean, regardless of anything anybody wants to say, the Kuti family we deserve to be officially recognized by the state, especially when my sister is doing her diamond jubilee. So if the governor is there. I have no qualms whatsoever about that. I didn't bring it up with my sister. I wasn't even sitting down close to them. So I'm just not happy that people would say that I was storming out of my sister's birthday party. That was not the case. Whatever happened, but I was going to pick, while I was leaving, I was going to pick my nanny outside, And I went and I got her and I came back, and that was it, It was people blowing the issue out of proportion. What had happened. If people did not go and, rush to call my brother, rush to call my sister, I don't think anybody else would have even known anything happened or whatever, I'm really surprised that it even became news the next day, because for me it was such a minor thing, it is what it is, but I would not, and I'm really using the opportunity to apologize. I was with her last night and I told her, I'm really sad that out of everything, that this is your birthday, and this is like I'm hijacking the spotlight on your birthday, because, and for me this is not my character, I'm not the kind of person that I am. So I really don't understand why they would say I was storming out of my... At no point, there's no air to clear about the altercation with governor and his team. I don't care about that. Whatever it is happened, it happened. Whatever they say is happened, whatever they want to say. But I just know, I don't give middle finger. Please, I give waka.
So by the way, that's his mode of expression. So he gives waka, not the middle finger.
So... if I even now was going to storm out of shrine, if somebody has to leave shrine, that somebody is angry that one person is not here, that is not supposed to be here, will I leave the shrine for the governor, or the governor will leave the shrine for me? I mean, which of it? Exactly. I mean, how am I going to walk out of my kingdom because an outsider is there? I mean, if I'm angry, I will express my anger, and I will stay there. So there was no leaving. What happened for me is even, it's such a shame that what happened can even still happen in this country that led to me blowing up. And people laying hands on women, especially when they are in official capacity.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. You know, and that's what I got angry about.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't come here and bring this your crazy, thoughtless, brutish, unrefined behavior, you know, into this space.
Yeah.
You know, it's bad enough that you're here. You know, behave yourself. You know, so I mean, so that's what happened at the shrine. And so I don't want people to think that I'm looking for clout by using my sisters. You know.
And I'm just speaking about that because you did mention that one thing you were reacting to was, you know, if you're laying hands on women or if you're bringing that oppressive behavior around. And yesterday we spoke about Senator Remi Kuti. I don't. Sorry, Remi Tinubu. It says Tinubu. I don't know if you saw that video, right?
We've not drafted that yet.
In that video, we saw that there was an exchange between Remi Tinubu and another woman, and what happened was when the woman spoke up against some form of discrimination because they had been waiting because they were at an event, I believe, and so they were waiting to get in, and they had said that they had stopped registration, so people were not allowed to get in again. But it seemed like Senator Remi Tinubu came and got some people in, and so those people that were standing outside were now speaking up, saying, you know, this isn't right, and you know, we should be allowed to get in. And so when all that was happening, Remi Tinubu then called the woman a thug. You know, she spoke to the woman, called her a thug. And so the woman started responding to her, saying that you're very wrong for saying that you're very disrespectful. And then Remi Tinubu was saying you're very disrespectful, that you should apologize. And there was a back and forth. And then people were there speaking up against Remi Tinubu, saying that Remi Tinubu was acting unruly. I wonder why you haven't seen it. And so yesterday, one of the things that I mentioned was the fact that in light of all that was happening, and in the midst of Remi Tinubu's orderlies and her security personnel, we still had people that were standing up to say, no, this is wrong. I'm not going to feel threatened by the fact that you have these men in uniform or men in black right there next to you when you're disrespecting me. And in the video we could see that people were, you know, heavily against it, and they were speaking up even when the security personnel were there.
The issue in Nigeria is that our politicians must realize that they have no social capital. People are angry at them. I'm not even kidding. Let me give you an example of what is going on right now in Surrey local government. Okay. Right? So my neighbor, his name is Idris Aregbe. Okay. Right? He's trying to be local government chairman in the APC. So he was talking to me about it in September last year. You know, like, during NSAS and all of that. Like, what the youth need to do is that we need to, like, all come into APC and take over the party and then use the party for good. So I was saying to him then that it is better for him to leave this party and join MOP now and then use our platform, because there's no way that they're going to let him do anything positive in the party without chancing him. So fast forward, you know, I just want to use this quick example. Fast forward to now, this week, right now. All the time he should be using to tell Surulere people his plans. All the time Idris should be using to campaign. He's usually to jump up and down because Bajabi Amila has come to impose a candidate, because you know Baja is also from Surulere. That one has come to impose a candidate all the way from federal that nobody knows, nobody wants.
Wow.
Just put it in beam. So Idris now he's busy fighting this candidate. You know.
Wow.
So I thought when they called me, I told you, you see what I was telling you.
Exactly.
This is not the people that are there to, like, it for them. It's completely about control and power.
Yeah.
It's not about control and power, say, for development. Say, okay, I want to develop Nigeria with my own mission. Control and power so that I can use Nigeria to develop myself.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that's why you, as a public, you're in a public office. Do you know how many times I've watched American presidents being heckled? Actually, not somebody even giving you ideas or complaining about real policy or discrimination. Lies! Lies, I tell you, lies! And the president has to take it in his stride, take it in the chin.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
because he's answerable to the people. He's a public servant.
Even when, what was it called? So I'll give you two examples.
Okay.
Obasanjo was at a rally. I don't know if people remember this video. I've forgotten what rally. And he was sitting down on the stage, the podium, campaigning and trying to get the attention of one military guy to stop doing something, and the military guy didn't stop or something. And Obasanjo comes down from the podium, grabs a koboko from this was on NTA. I hope people can remember this. Wow. Grabs the koboko from another officer and starts whipping this other officer publicly, like this is the president of Nigeria, whipping this guy, furiously, so angrily, people trying to, wrestle, everybody afraid to come close.
Oh wow. Compare
him to, the George Bush incidents in Iraq, where George Bush got 2 shoes thrown at him by that journalist. First of all, I don't think any Nigerian president has that dexterity to whip those shoes like George Bush. I never liked George Bush. There was nothing good about George Bush to me. Yeah. I'd read books about George Bush, him growing up. And one of the most dangerous things I think he did was he had his 15-year-old brother in the car, and he was high, and he drove into an accident,
wow.
He could have killed his brother. This guy still went on to be president of America. Wow. Anyway. Yeah. But, see, wait, after that dodging of shoe, I was like, man, person do the bad finish. Person do the bad finish. Most sort of people don't like for everybody.
But chill, you mentioned something, and I want us to touch on that before we move on to our next topic.
Yeah.
This neighbor of yours that was saying, that he wanted you guys to come over to APC. Now, there are times in conversation where people say that the 2 strongest parties, which we know is public knowledge, APC, PDP, right? 2 sides of the same coin. And people always say that because APC has, or APC and PDP, or these 2 parties have established themselves into the fabric of what Nigeria is at the moment, that it's going to be difficult for people to bring down these 2 superpowers. Hence the reason why, if you really have the best interests of Nigeria at heart, you need to join these 2 parties. In conversation, that usually comes up. So what are your thoughts about that, where people believe that it's going to be almost impossible for people to bring down these 2 parties and,
that's how people thought it was impossible to bring down PDP. After PDP won 4 presidential elections back to back, 5, 4 presidential elections from 1999 back to back. They're impossible. PDP God said they're going to rule Nigeria for a century. All kinds of predictions. Yeah. And PDP then used to call themselves the largest party in Africa. APC now it says that the largest party in Africa. So these are all delusions of grandeur. It is because the Nigerian people have never really organized, against them, because really our political conversation in Nigeria needs a liberal voice. When I say liberal, I mean a leftist voice. I don't know if it's going to be liberal, but we definitely need something on the side of the people, something on the side of the middle class and poor people of this country. Because see, the PDP and APC, whatever it is that their differences are, if there are any, are still both highly conservative parties. So, and what is the meaning of conservative that people don't know? People think conservative means you are religious, you don't like excess. No. Conservative means you are conserving. And what does it mean to conserve? It means you first of all accumulated. So you are now conserving what you have accumulated. You understand what I'm saying? So how poor people that have not accumulated anything to conserve in the first place can be supporting conservatory parties? I don't even understand it. So we as Nigerians, that's what we must decide to change. I think Idris's story in Surulere right now is a great example for young people. If young people in Nigeria can see what Idris is going through in Surulere, this young boy trying to do these things, and Bajabi Amila can just come from Abuja and impose candidates, it shows that there's something inherently wrong with those structures in terms of the fact that it serves the interest of individuals. Those parties are not there because of the benefit of Nigeria or the larger, it's who plays ball that they embrace. Basically, that's what that is saying, right?
That's very true. All right, guys, if you want to comment on any of the things that we shared so far before we move on to the next story, please do just that. You could send a tweet at Lagos913 using the hashtag #ThePeoplesPerspective. Please ensure that you're using that hashtag. Or you could call 0809 234 5913, 0809 191 3913, 0809 222 0913. You can also call 01 515 0913, 01 515 1913. If you want to send a WhatsApp message, please send it to 0809 234 5913. Lagos Talks, please turn off your radio. Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Good morning.
Please turn off your radio.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Daniel.
All right, welcome.
How you doing? Hey, for Mushin.
Hey, boss man.
Oh, buddy, welcome to the show. Welcome to the People's Perspective.
Thank you. Please, I just want to confirm your show tomorrow. What time is it starting? Like
7 p.m. to 11 p.m. But because of Champions League, I know people will be distracted till like 9:30, 10. So I'll push the show till midnight. You know, but if you are going home, police catch you for coffee, not be me.
That's the worst thing you can say.
Not be me.
Oh my gosh.
But I'll play for you till midnight. I guarantee.
That is terrible, Cheryl.
How you get home is now left to you.
Lagos Talks, good morning. Alright, we lost that one. Keep your calls coming through. 0809 234 5913, 0809 191 3913. Please turn off your radio. Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
It's still morning, my guy. You're on point.
Good morning. Cheryl, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
My name is Ahmed Babalola. So, what you are saying about Sule, you are very, 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 very right. You really got what is really happening there.
Of course now. I don't see when I come to TPP to talk, I don't just open my mouth blah 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 like that. I know what I'm talking about.
I know. Because I live in Sule. And secondly, what people are claiming, shouting about you and so on. If it is me, Ahmed Babalola, I will do more than that. Because I don't want to recognize them. I have them around me, around my family. Even I can even stay at my little church at 53 years. I can say a little bit about what has been happening since I was a kid. Within all these politicians and everything. I know a little much about them.
Yes.
So I have them around me, so I don't care. Because I'm not looking at what you are writing or the kind of houses you build or what. I don't want to even care. Let me just move on with my life. Because we are still going on same thing. Like people are taking, I'm sorry to say this on the air, and taking to move for president or whatever. I said, no. Please, nobody should please come to me for that. Let me just, and I'm just to praise my family, let me have a focus. So God bless everyone on that studio.
Thank you very much.
Have a blessed day.
Thank
Have a
you.
blessed Friday.
you. All right, let's move on to another story. Let's talk about the secessionist movements in Nigeria. We can see from the Igbos and Biafra and from the Yorubas asking for their Yoruba nation. Just a few days ago, commercial activities in Akure in Ondo State on Saturday were grounded as hundreds of people trooped out to join the Ilana Omo Oduwa rally. It's a group agitating for a sovereign Yoruba nation, and they stormed Akure in continuation of its support rally in all the southwest states. Now, vehicular traffic was diverted from the busy Oba at Deshida. Some traders packed up their wares and closed their shops to avoid hoodlums from, taking advantage of the activities and looting their goods. Now, the rally moved from Isika roundabout to Oba at Deshida Road before proceeding to the Deji of Akure's Palace, where Yoruba activist Sunday Adeyemo, known as Sunday Igboho, addressed Oba Alade Lucy. Now, Igboho said there was no going back on the demand for a Yoruba nation and reiterated his stand that there would be no election in the southwest states in 2023. So let's talk about this. Let's have this conversation. If you take a look back, before the amalgamation of Nigeria, with all that happened, and even till today, a lot of times people say that Nigeria ought not to be a country in the first place. Now, with the so many cantankerous activities going on with, the Igbos calling for Biafra, some of them, and then the Yorubas calling for their Yoruba nation, what is going on and moving forward, in the polity and in governance in Nigeria? How does this affect the nation Nigeria moving forward?
My question is, how did the Yoruba and Igbo elites, I want to learn, now I'm in awe, because I want to learn, I want to meet these people now. Before, I just have to go there, I want to meet him. I think I'm being too arrogant. I think I'm being childish. I think I'm being petulant, because I'm learning. Every day I'm opening my eye in Nigeria, it's like I'm in Twilight Zone. How has the Yoruba and Igbo elites convinced their people that the failure of this country lies solely on the northern elites? How have they been able to convince us of this? Oh my goodness. How these people can sit down and claim that Nigeria is being destroyed by the northerners. I can never understand how this story is gaining any kind of traction. There are 1 million reasons for Nigeria to break up.
Okay.
But that the northerners are the problem of Nigeria is not one of them.
Why do you say so?
Because clearly, what is destroying Nigeria is a collaborative effort of all elites in Nigeria. And they all benefit equally. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
They all benefit equally. The reason why the northerners look like they benefit more is because they've created more head of state, and that's because they were the ones that populated the military under the white man, while the Igbo people populated the civil service. So there was an unholy alliance from the beginning of Nigeria between the Igbos and the Hausas. So nobody should even come and make noise here today, especially in the east.
Wow.
Because if you remember, it was Zeke, the British, and the northerners that first collaborated in this country. Yes, let's face the historical fact. And let's not also act as if when we had our regions and ruled ourselves in the old western region, old eastern region, old northern region, like, oh, this is some kind of great idea. The politicians of old, who these people still praise today, burnt the old western region to the ground. Go and read the history. The fight between Akintola and Awolowo, pre the first coup. I mean, let's talk history in this country. Let's really look at the things that have happened. And now, if we as motherland people now say, okay, we want to destroy this white man contraption, because I always say to people, it is only a coon that will say that Nigeria must stay united. Nigeria must be one. I feel it is coon speak for what white man has joined together. Let no black man put asunder. What's that? We as Nigerian people can decide. But it is now the tone of deciding. A journalist asked me a question. Oh, Sheon, when will ESN and Ebubeagu war happen? So I said to him immediately, what kind of question is that? Why didn't you ask me when will they start negotiations? When will they start diplomatic? Because this is the narrative that the elite of Nigeria want to create. I read a story recently. I'm reading a book, and in the book, a story was told about one of the Kennedys. He was in the CIA, and he was in charge of toppling the government of Iran, the democratic government of Iran. Before they became this theocratic, whatever is in Iran now is America that caused it. So, what was his job? His job was to make sure that the media kept pumping negative, violent news out. He was bribing them to do that.
Wow. And
paying different violence, just paying people, giving them arms to just create havoc. And as I was reading that, I saw the similarities with what is going on in Nigeria today. Regardless of the fact that America has predicted our breakup, I was still reading a Rockefeller think tank agenda report. Because these people, They predict the future. That's how they stay controlling the future. They shape it before it happens. And in this report, I'll share with you if you remind me. I have it on my phone.
Okay.
It says Nigeria is going to disintegrate by 2020. There's going to be severe shift of power by 2026 in Nigeria. Wow. You understand? So that means these people are already planning to change, because the world is changing, moving from oil, moving from this. So the position of Nigeria itself in international politics, in the international commodities market, our position is changing, and it's going to change to one of pure labor extraction. So they have to reposition it to a situation where our labor will now be even cheaper than it is now. You understand? So what are we looking at here? We're looking at all these things manifesting in different ways. And also our internal politicians being part and parcel of it. If only Nigerians knew how many of our politicians are CIA agents. Please take your time. Go to Wikipedia and WikiLeaks. Go and read the report on the Abuja and Lagos consulates. The leaked documents. Most of them, their names are X'd out. But one guy, Odun, his name was not X'd out for some reason. And I googled this guy under Jonathan. He had made it all the way to FCT, whether a deputy chairman of the FCT. You know, they don't get governor. They have one leaks. We know that we are not really in the country. So for me, what I don't like is the tone. The tone of our so-called agitation to break up is one of war and violence and destruction. As African people, are we not tired of fighting wars we cannot afford? Because me, I think personally, until African people can make their own gun and bomb, we should stop fighting war. We should stop fighting wars. Because at the end of the day, it is who pays for the guns that determines the new nation. And as long as we, the Nigerian people, cannot afford the war, we will not determine what happens with whatever nation, whatever we want to fight, we are fighting for. So these things have to come into consideration. How about self-sufficiency? I feel if our nations want to break up, what is wrong with all of us sitting down and deciding how best to cooperate? Do we want to fight, we want to break up, and then we are fighting a war in the eastern border, we are fighting a war in the northern border? You know, Nigerians cannot move, Africans can no longer move across all these places, the way Somalia is, the way they are doing Ethiopia and Eritrea. Name one African country that has used this step to break up, that there's peace there today. So I know how much people are suffering. I know how much we are suffering in this country. People that have carried their family to go and sit there in America. People that have carried their family all over the world. All these people making noise and agitating, all their family have international passports. None of them, it's even a shame that in Nigeria we allow politicians' children to have foreign passports. Politicians themselves too have foreign passports. Didn't Atiku go and take jab in Dubai? Said because he has residency there or something. Imagine. And this is someone that wants to be president of Nigeria. Where is the loyalty to the nation? They have places to go. That's why they can be, reckless and endanger the lives of millions of poor African people. So self-sufficiency, any nation that cannot feed itself cannot exist. Are Yoruba people presently growing enough food to feed the Yoruba people? No. All our pepper comes from the north. So what's going to happen immediately we break up? We'll fight the pepper wars. the Yoruba pepper wars. To force the Hausa people to continue to ship us pepper. I don't get it. Why can't we sit down and think things through for once and not make the same mistake that our so-called heroes past made? And I know they're going to make the same mistake because they call those old politicians heroes still. So I know they're going to make the same mistakes. I said the old Western region was hell. Don't let anybody deceive you. Operation Wet here. Let people that lived through it tell you. You know what that was? So minus the burning of houses, burning of buildings and everything that was going on, that they were doing all over the... I said that was martial law and coffee. Everything was shut down. Operation Wet here now was that Awolowo supporters and Akintola supporters, they will have petrol inside like an ever water bottle, like this squirter like this now. This squirting thing.
Yeah.
They'll make like, but they'll just put a hole.
Yeah.
So you
yeah,
can, 10 of you can be standing, AG, Awolowo supporters or MDP, Akintola supporters, just standing there chilling. So 2 people will just come with this petrol, squirt it all over you, and light you on fire.
Oh wow.
This is not 1 person. This is not 2 people. Thousands of people were burned down like this by Yoruba people. You understand? Against other Yoruba people in the name of power in the old Western region. And these are the same people. Because I'm hearing Femi Fani-Kayode making noise. His father, Remi Fani-Kayode, was one of the leaders in this whole Operation Wet here. Fani Power, that was the name of his thugs that he used to carry around. He was the head of the militant wing of Akintola's party. So now I'm not surprised that his son, because now we have to start calling people out. Because maybe people have forgotten your history in this country. Let's start reminding you. Because woe betide me if I would sit down and watch you people push African people to murder themselves recklessly again for your own minute and very selfish agendas. You understand? So please. If we want to do, let's sit down and be intellectual about it. Let us be intellectual about it. We will sit down, we will discuss with our neighbors. We are all one now. Okay, so how can we live best? What do you need from me? What do I need from you? Let's come to the agreement of how we ship food, how we run transportation, how we carry goods and services, how we can still, our people that are living in the north can still keep their property, keep their opportunities, how their own people living here can still keep their jobs, keep their opportunities, and the laws that we have to build around that to protect all those things. Our self-sufficiency, I repeat, self-sufficiency. We're not going to create a new nation that will be going to beg America for food aid.
So Sheon, how can that be possible if already we are seeing tribal agitation amongst the different tribes? How can that be possible if we decide to take the intellectual route of breaking up this nation?
Because these people are doing it not because they want to. It's not a reason for developing Yoruba people or Igbo people or developing Hausa people. It is a reason for holding on to power. Yes. When they were doing MEND, it's MEND that brought Jonathan to power. Yes, after the whole military agitation of the Niger Delta militants, it's Boko Haram that brought Buhari to power. After the violence of Boko Haram, Buhari came to power to appease. So everybody don't learn now. You want power, you bring something that you are breaking up. So now they've gathered themselves.
So you can be tagged hero.
They've gathered themselves. We want to break up with. So now you call Yoruba man. The way they call Jonathan after me. The way they call Buhari after Boko Haram. So the Igbos are like, ESN, we are not going to, everybody is breaking up. Everybody is breaking up. Who are you going to beg? You know? So this means they want Yoruba president, Igbo vice, or Igbo president, Yoruba vice. This is strictly politics. You know? I mean, there's nothing about it because the intellectual work must be done. Nation forming is not an emotional activity. Nation forming is not a sentimental activity. You understand? We must find what we can do for each other. The Yorubas as is, Nigeria as is not self-sufficient for food. People don't understand the meaning of this. Yoruba is not self-sufficient for food. Nigeria in its entirety is not self-sufficient for food. Because majority of our arable land is being used instead of for food crops, but to grow cash crops that these big men import to Europe and America. So the small land that they used to grow food, they increase the price so much that bag of rice is more than a minimum wage. How can a bag of rice be more than the minimum wage of the nation? Is this growing food? So when we go to Yoruba Kingdom now, Yoruba Nation now, are we going to be buying these exorbitant food prices? Because now they're going to say the food is coming from another country. Yeah. You know, our pepper now is coming from another country in the north. You understand?
So let's take some calls and read out some tweets. Lagos folks, good morning. Good morning, Lagos folks. Who's speaking, please?
Good morning, Ify and Shilputi.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Sebastian.
Sebastian, welcome. Join the conversation.
I love shoes and all of this.
Yeah. Very sound.
very, very sound, very profound, and awesome way of speaking. Conservativeness, you have to conserve, then you preserve. And that is the reason why people are holding on to power. And I also love the history he just shared, because I remember reading that history between the fight between Awolowo and Akintola a long time ago. So, our sisters will not kill you. You have plenty of sense, and you've done your research, and it is quite sad that a whole lot of people in this country do not even have the culture of reading, right? And one of the things I try to give to my kids is read contemporary books, African books, read. My 16-year-old daughter was telling me when she was doing her count, she said over 350 books. The eldest one, she's done over 2,000 books.
Wow.
African,
Yeah.
world.
You are raising strong individuals
Indeed.
there. Trust me.
Wow, that's so impressive.
So the point I'm trying to make here is that people need to know how to read, right? You know, when a child tells you, "Oh, what do you want for your birthday present?" Say, "Oh, I don't want anything, just buy me books." Then you know you are getting somewhere. Lots of people don't even know our history.
Very true.
They don't even know.
They don't know. They know we've done all this one before. They think this is the first time.
Yeah, and you see what you just said there is very, very profound and accurate. Because I remember when this president at the moment said an attack on Boko Haram, right? Then was an attack on Islam.
Exactly, he said it.
They were going to reboot and reject it. It is on paper, it is written, and it is documented.
All right, Sebastian, we would have to let you go so that we can get more calls, but thank you very much
No problem.
for your take. Lagos Talks, good morning. Who's speaking?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, my name is Deji. I'm calling from Dada.
All right, Deji, welcome. Join the conversation.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say, first of all, that you're one of the most brilliant and most open minds I have, seen or heard in a very long time. You put things in proper perspective and clear it out the way it should be done. You see, this is what I say young people should do. And I'm glad that there's another mind like this. Listen, that Operation West here is something that plays in my head almost like every... how come they took this thing out of our schools?
Because they want to do it again.
To our history?
Because they want to do it again. So, I mean, if you all know the game, how can they play it again? How can they? You know the game, you block it.
It has become very clear what the agenda is. However, Sean, this is what I want to say, is that the most important thing for anybody if this country remains, the most important thing for anybody who becomes the president of Nigeria to do is to do nothing but educate, and educate. Our people are 20, 30 years backwards. And that is why somebody will build road and they will celebrate him and tell him his achievement. Somebody will build a bridge and you think that is what... But people are going to the moon, people are going to the sun.
Well, not the sun yet, but we're on the way to Mars. It's not the sun yet, but we're going to Mars. Let's go.
Thank you very much for your take. Lagos Talks, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Ooh, that's very noisy. We apologize. Give us a call back. Lagos Talks, good morning.
Hey, Ishi, good afternoon now. I think it's not good afternoon.
It's not yet afternoon. It's not yet afternoon. If you want to chase us off air, we are not leaving yet. It's not yet 12. You know me.
Very great, profound statement. I wish some of the youth can read as much as you have been able to, that you have read, and you are dispensing it, very, majestically. Thank you very much indeed. First of all, let me say congratulations to Yeni. He's welcome to the old people's group.
Please, my sister is not yet old though. She's
Well,
she's
sorry.
60 going on 23.
I like that.
You
And
know,
she looks
She's
it.
60 going on
She looks
23,
60
please.
going on 23.
She's 60 going on 23. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. and please, I don't know what is between you and the number one citizen, but
In
I want
Lagos.
you to take it easy on him. All right. Let me just say this.
Is it that you take it easy or not? So
Okay,
They should-
Nigeria would not have gone into war if there was not an external interest. And
exactly.
you see, the external interest was there even during the 1914, amalgamation, as you know. And the amalgamation, during that amalgamation, these our leaders, Agolo was 5 years old. At that time, they were not part of the amalgamation. But I don't know those who were part of it. But what I'm trying to say is that the external people have more interest, in Nigeria than those of us who are even inside here, which is why they beat all those train stations. And the only reason we went to war is because they were backing certain groups, and they are still doing it now.
I'm telling you what I'm telling people, my brother. I said this is what I'm telling people, but nobody's listening.
So we have to be discerning and to be able to see that Africa has 1.2 billion people, and we are more than twice as big as the United States of America. We are about 30 million, square kilometers. America is just 9 million square kilometers. We are bigger than China plus America put together. But we are not making use of it, and that is why, practice removal was shut down, Nkrumah was shut down, and all the other conflicts that we have had in our country, in Africa, it's been brought about by those external forces. Unless we are very discerning, it will carry on. This Yoruba, whatever, and Igbo something, has no place in development.
All right, Ademi, we'd have to let you go so that we can get more calls. Lagos Talks. Lagos Talks, good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Damilare. Good morning.
Damilare, how's it going?
I'm good, and you?
Very well, thank you.
Politicians rule us as a nation, as a Yoruba nation. Let me not use everybody, let me say 99% of them are put selfish interest. They are just, even the Igbos also, who wants to rule them? Who wants to rule them? Everything. The only way we can go as a nation is, I don't believe it, but don't believe it. Even we youth now, our mind is very corrupted. Do you understand? I become a commissioner today, and the next thing my friends are expecting to pass for me. The only one who can survive is the new set of babies that are being born between the age of 1 and 5. Carry them to another planet entirely. When they are old enough, they come back to this country and rule us. Because I will tell you this thing, my brother. The people that we have here now are not ready to fight for us. Everybody is fighting for his own pocket. I am telling you this. The only problem we have is that most people that are fighting for the general good of everybody. Because they've not gotten there. How many politicians can beat his chest and say that when I was the doctor or president or when I ruled, I did that, not in my pocket. None of them can do that.
All right, thank you very much.
I'm sorry to say, but many of these politicians studied abroad and came here, and look at them still. Many of their children are going to school abroad, and they come in here and look at them still. So it's not about where you are in this world, where you go and study, or is that there is no will to develop Nigeria on behalf of the people of this country, for posterity. And there's a reason it's like that. Because until we as African people understand that those that are put in positions of power here in Nigeria or in any African state are put there to actually serve the interest of outsiders. See, people don't want to accept that fact, you know, because they rather hate Hausa people than hate the English or the Americans, who through their imperialist institutions make sure that it is the worst of Africans that rise to the top of African leadership. You know, until we understand that, you know, until you understand the role that the IMFs are playing, and you constantly just be projecting hate upon your brother that is also, you know, just as powerless as you know.
All right, this is coming from a listener saying, good morning, guys. Can our country get back on its feet with all the things that are happening? I doubt it. We're looking for solutions instead. The problems are compiling. This is coming from Kelewensky saying, you have United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, and the United States of America, but we have one Nigeria, which is a white lie, by the way. But is it too hard to see that the colonialists lumped us together? They never united us, relegating something as fundamental as our social ideological differences. And you guys do wonder why Nigeria is not making progress. This is from Tunde.
Yeah, but wait, why is it that it's only Nigeria that white man formed that they are angry? It means white man that brought Christianity. Is it not white man that brought Islam? It's white man that brought banks. No, I'm coming. White man brought Nigeria. Okay. Quite all right. And you all say Nigeria, you don't want it because it's white man that brought it. There's so many things that white man brought also that you are embracing, that you think is perfect, you think can work. You got to be ready to make it work, regardless of the atrocities that are coming out of these institutions. You still embrace them. You embrace banks. You know, you embrace these medical doctors you cannot afford. You embrace the law that you don't understand. You understand? You do these things. And I don't understand why you want to choose the one that is not going to kill African people as the solution. You understand? Oh, it is, I hate Hausa, let me kill Hausa people. I hate Igbo, let me kill Igbo people. Then that Nigeria will be good. Why is it that it's only that Nigeria that means people also? Because Nigeria means also the people that make up Nigeria. So there's no way you want to destroy Nigeria that you will not destroy Nigerians. You understand? If we split Nigeria like this, I keep saying to people, there are Yoruba people in the north. Maybe people have forgotten the images of train loads of dead bodies, of Igbo dead bodies being shipped down from the north, pre-Civil War Nigeria. You understand? And the retaliation in the east. You understand? Maybe we've forgotten these images. Maybe Nigerians want to be reminded. Maybe we have spent too much time in the nightclub. You know, we've drank too much champagne and want to drink blood. You know, there's nothing more to drink. Nigeria don't drink everything. Now, blood, we want to drink. Maybe that's what is shocking us. Because if that's not what is shocking us, we will really slow our roll and realize that there are many things that white people have brought in that you have embraced without question, no matter the atrocity those institutions are causing. You know, and you've not stormed them. No, Nigerians have not stormed the banks to destroy and disintegrate the banks, to break them down, to become even more people-friendly, to give mortgages, to give low-interest loans to people to start businesses. Banks everywhere that we cannot take loans from. Why do you think that Africans in Nigeria cannot get loans from banks? Black people in America cannot get loans from banks. Black people in England cannot get loans from banks. And even we in Africa, in black-owned banks, we cannot get loans. These institutions are all put there to put us down. You understand? So we must be we must find ingenuity in the solutions. We can't just face everything like it's a hammer and nail approach. Oh, let's smash things, let's break things. No. At some point, I repeat, if we want to break up Nigeria, we must make it an intellectual conversation.
All right, this is from Tunde saying, good morning, Ify and Sheon. Sheon, I beg, help me ask these agitators for secession. If we all break up, who will pay all the debt that Nigeria owes? People will just write off the debt because we're breaking up.
They will first divide the debt for us. They will divide.
This is
the one that they will not do is return the money.
Indeed.
But the debt, they will divide it straight.
Chibudo saying, good morning, Ify and Sheon. The selfishness of our politicians created all this unknown gunmen, bandits, and Boko Haram. They were united in suggestion of increasing fuel price so
immediately
that they can have more allocation. But they made us believe that they are divided when it comes to matters affecting normal citizens. This is coming from
some people are hearing me.
OBSC.
Thank the ancestors.
Sheol and Ify, nice show you guys have there. Good afternoon. I would like to remind Sheol that Zik decided not to get along with Awolowo after the carpet crossing incident in 1954. Unfortunately, instead of Zik to stay and become an opposition leader in the West, he chose to play the same ethnic politics he accused Awolowo of. After independence, Zik aligned with the NPC, Northern People's Congress, just to get his own pound of flesh on Awolowo. This is coming from Kelowensky saying, how can Shewo insinuate that because someone is calling from cessation means you don't like or hate the people on the other side? If you read my message to the end, you would see that my concluding position, which was I have never believed in this one Nigeria, not because it cannot be, but it must be on our terms, not those of the colonialists, and it is not a must that we remain, is what you said. All right, we're going to be wrapping this up very soon, but before that, you can send a tweet at Lagos Talks 913 using the hashtag The People's Perspective. This is coming from Tunde saying, good morning, Ify and Chio. I beg, help me out, this agitator. So Tunde, I think you've sent this on WhatsApp already. This is coming from Stars saying the Nigerian politicians in power today would never allow breakup because of their selfish interests. They tell you Nigeria is one, be patriotic. But they have mansions abroad and they jet for escape. Meanwhile, they're the ones feeding and sponsoring the thugs to instigate violence. Bahami is saying, if you please ask Sheon if Dubai plants anything, how much of what is consumed there is
Dubai is rich.
The UAE.
The UAE is very rich. Stop comparing yourself as a poor nation to what rich nations are doing. I hate that thing when they say America did, UK. When it comes to economics, don't compare yourself. You can only compare yourself to them in social policy. See, you can maybe copy some of their social policies. But when rich people are talking about food, you that are chopping gari, be quiet. When people that are chopping gourmet dinner are talking, the UAE plant anything. I mean, imagine this kind of person. I mean, you want to compare yourself now to UAE. Imagine.
Sure, let's take more calls.
No, just imagine the...
Good morning. Who's speaking? What's your name?
It is Malik speaking.
Malik, welcome. Let's hear you very quickly before we wrap up.
Shewo, good morning.
Good morning.
Shewo, you know, say, person will get sense. When is and when are nonsense.
No be lie.
You understand? Our senators, them. Now what for them? I don't say them in nonsense, so, but then get sense. Exactly. So you get the point.
I get your point.
They make us not to go school. They starve us of hunger. So when they bring Maggie and stuff, we go vote for them. But my problem is that the people need a day wise. Every election will come. They go still queue for the same party because of Maggie and salt. After one day, they go suffer for how many years? Smoke with our sense. Smoke will not be nonsense. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much, Lagos Fox. Good morning. Who's speaking?
Good morning, Augustine. Good morning.
I think I go miss my buka today. I don't see my bed.
My brother, I did this year. Not the year. So, boy, you always wear that. I've been really too of new shit. See this very thing. Just like a customer with that supplied this. Then I was telling him about dialogue. The guy said, you know, he's a citizen of Biafra. I understand. Me, I'm from the East. I was telling him that look at Palestine and Israel. How they are destroying themselves just because of disagreement on one thing or the other. This thing happened here. Where are we going? The guy was like, he's able to carry. He's doing how. He go kill me by himself. I was like, guys. They said, look, I was going to bother at this forget all the things. So this thing, our leaders, may they come back to the people and address dialogue, national dialogue.
Exactly. Why is it so difficult to talk to them? Let's dialogue, do referendum, and have this thing and intellectual. There's not be by agitation and I hate this, I hate that. So much hate. Why? African people have been dying for 500 years. Are we not tired of dying, killing ourselves on behalf of outsiders' interests? I mean, 500 years. 500, oh.
All right, guys. It's 12. It's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you very much. Sheon, it's always a pleasure having you in the studio.
My viewers on Instagram say they love you, Ify.
I love you too, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in via Sheon's Instagram Live. And thank you to everyone from different parts of the world. Thank you for being a part of the show. Now, if you have missed out on previous episodes of The People's Perspective, just check out our YouTube channel. We have every one of those different episodes. It's Lagos Talks 913. So now, when you get on YouTube and you get on our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. You want to ensure that you're being notified about that. So many amazing content that we have in store for you. Not only that, ensure sure you like our videos, you comment, and you share our videos as well. Sharon, before saying goodbye.
As usual, Lagos drivers, please give us a chance for road. I love you guys. This is the TPP. We out.
Guys, the midday show with me, Fanaya, isn't over yet. I'm here with you all the way down to 4 p.m. Ensure that you stay tuned for amazing content.